what is up? I'm your host, Tay, and welcome back to another episode of All Things Lifestyle. And thank you so much for tuning back in. Just a little mini news, I guess. Rihanna, she announced and confirmed that she's doing new music. Like I was on Twitter? And you know, on Twitter they have the videos or whatever, and she was doing like an interview. I think it was a red carpet or something. And she was like, yeah, new music is coming. Like, so it's confirmed. I know a couple episodes back I was like, I think Riri is doing new music because she just put out her song for the Wakanda Forever soundtrack, and she put out her song. So I'm like, I was thinking like, okay, this is like her telling us, and she's performing at the Super Bowl. I was like, okay, this is her letting us know like she's about to give us the goods. So now she actually confirmed it in the interview. She was like, yep, new music is coming. So if you don't know, now you know. Riri is coming at us with new music. So I don't know, like I said before, I don't know if it's an album, EP, another single, I don't know. Hopefully she at least, like I said before, hopefully it's at least an EP or an album. One of the two. But yeah, so just a little tea on what Rihanna is doing. Okay, on this episode, I'm going to be talking about becoming the woman that you want to be. I know we all aspire to be a certain kind of person. We want to live this certain life. We want to do these certain things. We want to raise our kids or our future kids this kind of way. We want to be this kind of wife to our future husbands or to our husbands. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the discussion today is going to be pretty much how me, myself, and you guys, like how we can achieve it, like how we can get into becoming the better version of ourselves. So yeah. Oh, okay. So that's what the chat is going to be about today. And I did mention last week that I was shopping the Sephora sale. So while y'all listening to this now, the Sephora sale is over. But they have this sale twice a year. I did stock up on like some goodies, so I did want to like read off to y'all what I ordered, just in case y'all want to try something new, because that's what I do when I know I want to try something new. My skin is, or because I ordered a lot of skincare, my skin, I'm getting tired of using the same thing. My skin gets used to something and I want to try something new. I'll usually like watch YouTube videos of like people's favorites or their routines, skincare routines and hygiene routines, like different products that people are using. So that's where I get my main inspo for everything that I ordered. Okay, so I'm gonna just go down the list because I just have my order list in front of me. And okay, so I have 7 items. So I ordered the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Moisturizing Cream. I got the mini version because I've never used it. So I got the mini version just to kind of like try it out. And I'm going to see how I like it. So I got that. And then I got the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. And both of these products I just see on here, they both have squalene. And they say squalene oil is good for your skin. So, little tip. So I got the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask, and it's supposed to be super moisturizing. Put it on before you go to sleep. And honestly, I'll probably use it like if I'm just chilling in during the day, just to get some extra hydration, because my skin has been a little on the drier side. And I got the Fenty Skin, the Flash Nap Instant Revival Priming Eye Gel Cream with green tea and Persian silk tree. Why is that such a long name? Why do some of these products have such long names? I don't get it. But yeah, so Fenty, speaking of Rihanna, I ordered some Fenty stuff. I've tried her fat water. I've tried the moisturizer and I like it. So I should have ordered it, but the Kiehl's one, it just looks a little more moisturizing. I need something more moisturizing. So I ordered eye cream. I just want to start using an eye cream. I just feel like using certain products before you start aging will prevent the aging process a little bit longer. Because, of course, black don't crack. Black don't crack. But we can always use some eye creams and gels and all kind of stuff, for our skin. And then, because I love some good skincare. Okay, next thing I ordered is the Skin Fix Resurface Glycolic and Lactic Acid Renewing Body Scrub. So it's a body scrub. And I've seen one of my favorite YouTubers, Aaliyah's Face. She mentioned this on one of her hygiene routines probably like a year or two ago. And I've been wanting to try it. And because I need a new body scrub. Because I love the tea tree sugar scrub. I love that one. But like I said, I want to try something new. I be wanting to try different things. So hopefully this Skin Fix is good. Next thing I ordered, all the girls been talking about this, the Necessaire body wash. Everybody's been talking about it. I got it in eucalyptus. Next thing I got is a repurchase. I've purchased this probably like my third or fourth time, the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask, Intense Hydration with Vitamin C. I've talked about this on this podcast before. I've talked about the Laneige mask. It's so good. Now, this is the lip mask that I've used. I ordered the face mask. And I've never used a face mask, but this is the lip mask. I've used it before, and I don't just use it for sleeping. I just use it as a lip balm. Like, I keep it in my house. I literally keep one by my bed, one in my living room, and I just apply it. It's lip balm to me. I don't just use it just for sleeping. I use it all day. And then something new that I am trying. All of these are new, actually. I've never used any of these products except the lip mask. And the last thing I'm trying, which is the most expensive thing, but I was like, if I would just use a little bit of it, and it should last me probably a year if I don't use, because I'm kind of heavy-handed with my products, but this is so expensive, and I'm going to just have to just use a little bit, a little dab, literally a dab. But this is the Clarins Double Serum Firming and Smoothing Anti-Aging Concentrate. Two of my favorite influencers, Jaleesa and Shayma, talked about this. And yeah, I want to try it. But like I said, this is the most expensive thing. I'm only getting it because of the sale. Getting 20% off my whole order. So, or 10, was it 10 or 20? It's a sale. A win is a win. It's a sale. A win is a win. I don't care. And then I got a chance to pick out, you know how Sephora lets you get the free samples or whatever. So I got a sample of a moisture mask. The brand is Day Monsoon, DAEMONSOON, moisture mask. So that's free. It's a little a sample kind of thing. But yeah, it's a sample. So yeah, that is my Sephora order. I'm actually going to go ahead and leave links to all of these items in the description box, in the show notes, wherever you're watching. It's on YouTube, it's the description box. And on, if you're listening to a regular podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or iHeartRadio, it's in the description. It's in the show notes. If you're interested in any of these products, out of all of these, the one, of course, I can highly recommend, the only thing that I've tried is the lip mask, the Laneige lip mask. I don't have any right now, so I'm fiending for it to come in the mail because I love it so much. It's too good. It's too good. And with all that being said, I do notice I have some new listeners. So hi, if you're new here. And I just wanted to say, if you are loving the show, loving what you're hearing, please give me a review, a star rating. I know on Apple Podcasts, you can actually leave a written review. And in those written reviews, let me know anything, like things that you're loving about the show, some topic suggestions, anything, literally. The ratings and review, they help rank the show and help other people find the show. So like how you found me, other people can find me with the more reviews and ratings that I get. So yes, please leave me a rate and review. I would really appreciate it. And like I said, if this is your first time here, welcome. And go back and listen to some other episodes as well, just to get a little more insight and get to know me more. I'm going to go ahead and get into the question of the week. Instagram every week. I ask these questions right before I record, just to get the results and everything. So I did 2 questions. First question was, do you feel like you are the woman that you want to be? Literally 100% no. Which I feel like that too. I don't feel like I'm the person I want to be, the woman I want to be. Like, I have so much more that I want to accomplish. And I'm sure everybody that said no 100% feels that same way. Next question, are you implementing things that will help you, get to the woman that you want to be? And 100% said yes, which makes me happy, because I feel like if you know you are not at a point that you want to be, you're not happy, you're not content, you want to implement things in your life that will get you there. Like, I know a lot of people say, oh, don't be comfortable, don't do this, don't do that. And I know, like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, being comfortable is okay, but not for too long. Because it's like, okay, say you get some newfound success or you find something new that you're comfortable with, that's okay for a certain amount of time. But after a while, you're gonna wanna start getting back uncomfortable, because that's how you see growth. You see more growth when you are uncomfortable than when you're comfortable. That's how I feel. So, yeah, it's so important to implement different things to get you to the woman that you want to become. And we are going to talk more about that in a second. So for this week, with the Tune In with Tay. Okay, before I get into this week's Tune In with Tay, I wanted to touch back on the hair tales. I mentioned this show, I want to say 2 episodes ago, the episode before last, and it was produced by Tracee Ellis Ross, and I love it. I love it so much. If y'all haven't tuned in, tune in, because it's so good. It's Tracee Ellis Ross interviewing different people about their hair journey, how they grew up, and when she talked to Oprah, that's been my favorite so far. Oprah has been my favorite so far, and it's just too good to see, like, Oprah was a Black woman working with majority white men, and to see how she had to navigate her hair and the comments that they said about her hair, and it's too good. I love it. And just to get that insight, this was back in like 70s and 80s, 90s that Oprah was, this timeline that she went back, and it was just too good. So definitely tune into the hair tales. 10 out of 10 will recommend. For the Tune In with Tay for this week. Okay, the movie is A Christmas Story remake. It's A Christmas Story Christmas. A Christmas Story is an old movie that came out in, let me actually look it up to see when it came out. It came out a long time ago. Okay, so A Christmas Story came out back in 18, Lord. A Christmas Story came back, oh my God, I can't talk. A Christmas Story came out in 1983, but it took place in the 1940s. But still an old movie, and I know about this movie because my mom, she showed us this movie when we were kids, because she used to watch it when she was a kid, and we watch it pretty much every year on Christmas Eve and Christmas, because it comes on, and I have the movie as well. So I watch it every year on Christmas. And I don't know what took them, how many years? This was in 83. It took them years to do a remake, but they are doing a remake. So on November 17th, A Christmas Story Christmas is coming out, and it'll have like pretty much the kids that was in A Christmas Story, that was in the first one, they're like adults now. Well, they're old now. Like they're like probably got like grandkids, because how, they're older, because this came out in the 80s and they were kids. It's 2022, so like 40 years ago. So I don't know what took them so long, and I don't know if they made a remake in between, like before this one, but I seen the trailer and I'm so excited. Like it's one of those cheesy Christmas movies. Like I said, it's an old movie. The original one took place in the 1940s, but this new one, and I'm not sure if it's gonna take place like current times or if it's gonna go back in time. I'm not sure. But I'm excited. So November 17th, and they said it's going to come out on HBO Max. Just so y'all are aware, like I said, I love Christmas so much. Favorite holiday ever. So my Tune In with Tays probably for the rest of the year, maybe Christmas movies, but just look at it this way. It gives you options. It gives you options for different movies to watch, movies you may have forgotten about for the holiday season. And I know it's like, oh, wait till December for Christmas and all that stuff, but I still haven't even listened to the Christmas music yet. I'm surprised. I got a whole playlist I haven't played it yet. I'm surprised at myself because I'm usually playing it at least at this time. It's 2 weeks until Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm usually playing it. But we're holding off. But yeah, so just a little disclaimer. My tune-in with Taze is probably going to be Christmas movies the rest of the year. I just skipped over the affirmation of the week, which I feel like is super important. So we're going to get into the affirmation really quick. So the affirmation this week is, I am becoming a better version of myself each day. I am becoming a better version of myself each day. And that affirmation is pretty self-explanatory. Like you want to be better. A person always wants to be better than they were before. Let's get into it. Becoming the woman you want to be. I feel like depending on what you want to become, who you want to become, the career you want to have, the kind of mother you want to be, the kind of wife you want to be, all of these things depends on what you are doing to get there. Because if you are doing the same things that you have been doing since you became an adult at 19, 20, and at this point you're 28, it might not work out for you best, and that will kind of hinder your growth of becoming the woman that you want to be. First thing I could say that I have started doing is speaking things into existence. Prayer, manifestation. Literally praying every day, saying things. And honestly, I have become so aware of the things that I say, because I believe putting things out into the world. I don't say negative things. If I have a negative thought, it never comes out of my mouth, because I believe that, like, you say it, you put it out there, it's out there. And I just feel like we don't have time for negativity. We already have life happening. So I just feel like I don't have time for negativity, and I don't want to put negativity out there. So I do not speak negative thoughts. Like that saying said, there is power in the tongue. Everything you're saying, God hears you. He is hearing you, and he's like, okay. You got to put the work in. Nothing is just going to come to us. Even though we want it to happen like that so bad, but you got to put the work in. Just like what Kim Kardashian said. I still don't know why this whole thing went viral and people were negative towards it when she said, get your ass up and work. Literally, get up and work. I don't see what's negative about that. I don't know why people was like coming at her about it. Get up and work, because a lot of people don't want to admit it. You know, people are lazy. We want, especially this generation, we want things to just come to us. And it happens, like sometimes it happens. Overnight sensations happen all the time. But on a regular, a lot of us, we just got to work. You got to work for what you want. You got to put the work in. And another thing, accept and understand who you are and be self-aware. I feel like that's kind of like the starting point of wanting to become a better woman. Wanting to become better is know where you are, who you are, and things that you're doing right now. So that way you can navigate, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do this. I want to do this later. Like for me, I feel like when I'm becoming the woman I want to be, I'm aware of my triggers. I'm aware of things that will irritate me. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware of the people around me. I'm aware of those things, because if I know, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I know this is going to bother me, or I know this certain thing is going to trigger me. I'm going to be away from that. I'm not going to purposely put myself in that situation. So me knowing my triggers, it would definitely help me putting that work in and being self-aware and knowing that. And honestly, as you get older, like I said, you change. Like I mentioned before, you're not the same person that you are at 25, 26 that you were at 18. As you get older, you want different things. You want a different life. And I know for me, definitely not the same person. Another thing too is like kind of piggybacks off of knowing your surroundings. I feel like for me, I'll know my surroundings and act accordingly. So a lot of people feel like acting accordingly is kind of the same as acting fake, but it's not, because you know how you'll act when you're with like your friends and you, oh yeah, turn up, whoop whoop whoop, twerk, all that stuff. But you're not gonna act like that if you're like with your work friends. Say you're on a work dinner or a work lunch or something. You're not going to act like that how you were acting with your friends. You switch it up. You act different, but it's not being fake. I call it acting accordingly. So that's how it is. It's like you want to act accordingly when it comes to certain places. You don't want to be, cursing like a sailor. You don't want to be loud. You don't want to be drunk. You know what I'm saying? You don't know your surroundings and act accordingly. I feel like all of these things go along with being self-aware. When I know I want more and I'm capable of having more, I know what I'm capable of, I start to move different. You may not go out every night. I mean, you may not go to happy hour every night. You may not go out every weekend. You may not go to the brunches and the day parties every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Because at first, yeah, it's good. Woo, 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 turn up. But it's like when you see yourself having goals and you see yourself what you can be in 5 years, you be like, okay, instead of going out and drinking, let me stay in. And even then, it's not even, okay, let me stay in and plan my goals. Like, no, just stay in. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, partying is fun. And like, I love to party. But when you see yourself having goals and you see yourself in a certain light and you see yourself having certain things, the partying is like, because, that's money. You got to pay for the Uber, or you paying for gas. You got to pay for your drinks. You got to pay for your food. It's just certain things like that don't hold no value. And I'm not saying that partying doesn't hold value, because sometimes you need a good party. You need to go out, have fun with your friends. But it's a difference with doing that every weekend. You just have to adjust when you have certain goals, if that makes sense. And honestly, I try not to be caught up in super materialistic things. And I know this is hard because of the time we live in. Like everywhere we look, like Instagram, TikTok, it's like, oh, buy this. They're shoving so many things in our faces of things to buy. Literally, just like at the beginning of this episode, I just mentioned everything off Sephora I bought, and some of the things that I got were I was influenced by influencers. That's the world we live in. So it's easy to get caught up in the materialistic things. Oh, I want to get that bag because it looks so cute and it's trendy and all of these things. You don't want to get caught up in the materialistic of it all. And not saying that there's nothing wrong with material things, because it's not. I have things. I love things. Give me all my things. But you don't want to be super caught up in the materialistic of it all, because then you could really lose sight. The woman you want to become, she may not be materialistic. Last but not least, I'm going to touch on, like for me, for example, I want a better relationship with God. So I talk to him more. I pray more. Like, instead of just praying when the things are bad, but now it's like, thank you for blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm literally telling God about my day. You want to talk to God more in every season that you are in. You don't want to just talk to him when you're in a bad season. If you want a relationship with him, you don't want to just talk to him when you're in a bad season. Talk to him every season, every day, every week, every other day. So that's what I've been doing. I want a better relationship with God, so I just talk to him more and have a regular conversation. I'm saying all that to say it's so important for us as women to stay on track to becoming the person that you want to be, because it's very easy for us to lose sight of it. Now, I know a lot of us don't want to admit it, but we can be easily distracted. But you always want to just keep that at the top of your head. I always say, where do I see myself in 5 years? 3 years? I want to buy my first house. I can't keep buying pointless stuff if I want to buy a house in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 years. I want to have at least some kind of little something, so when I move in, I could get me, the nice appliances, the nice countertops and stuff like that. You'll see the type of person you want to become, and you want to work towards that. And the girls, I feel like the girls today, we are doing what we want to do, and I love that for us. I love that we are letting things go, whether it's relationships, hurt, trauma. We're dealing with that and we're letting it go. We're moving on. And I love that for the girls. In this year, 2022, about to be in 2023, the girls, we letting go and we doing our thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this chat today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another week, and I will talk to you guys next week. And remember, it's a lifestyle. Bye.